You are good friends of Georgia. You represent the countries that have been strongly supporting Georgia's independence and, of course, territorial integrity, and what's most important, the building of liberal democratic society. And thank you for your time. Now, I'm going to be very short because Mr. Ivanishvili, Mr. Saakaashvili has touched on a lot of issues that is, I think, very critical to understand what kind of dynamics we are now tracking in the political development. I would say that all of us believe, first of all, the Georgian dream, and of course you, that Georgia has a great potential. And this election that we are getting closer can be really the drive and instrument to make Georgia really more fundamentally democratic by establishing the institutions, by having the first ever for 20 years transfer of power in this country through the election means, not through the violence. But unfortunately, the events that are unfolding for past 2 months shows us that we are witnessing the transformation of increasingly authoritarian rule, the manner of governing of Saakaashvili, to the totalitarian state. And I'm not mistaking my words. With much of the civil and citizens' fundamental rights deprived, abused, and repressed. And this is happening every day, almost every day, in every region of the country. I want you to emphasize your attention of what's happening in Western Georgia. Why the paramilitary groups are formed, who is arming them, and why they are all the time kept with the arms in themselves and waiting for some kind of event that they're going to be used. This is precisely leads to believe that Saakaashvili is not preparing the grounds for fair and free election. He's preparing the grounds to have the official execution of the political opposition, because we are the enemies of the state, because we are controlled by the Kremlin. His words, his statements in the parliament, his statements 3 days ago in Kakheti indicates that he's preparing for the civil war and confrontation. And this is not the exaggeration. And without your specific interference, without your help, without your voices heard together with the civil society of Georgia, it's going to be hard to prevent the confrontation we're going to witness together by the getting closer to the elections. And I do believe that there is a strength of your advice, because you've been with Georgia for past 20 years, you've been helping building the state, you've been helping building the democratic institutions. And it's going to be, before it's not too late, I'm, as your former colleague, also asking you to be more active, to be more proactive in the regions, to see, to monitor not only media, but also how the harassment and abuses are turning out to be the main fear campaign of this national movement. This is not the pure words. You can check and verify everything. UMMM can verify everything in Western Georgia and close to the borders of the Abkhaz Autonomous Republic, and the same way in other regions. So what I will really appreciate, your reaction has to be very strong, solid. All we are asking is to have the fair battlefield and playing field for the competitive elections. And this is not much that we can be asking for in the 21st century after being so much integrated already into much of the European structures. And this is precisely what I wanted to emphasize. We are getting to the critical point when your involvement is absolutely necessary. The actions of the political police, which is just created as a chamber of control, Constitution Protection Department. Within the Ministry of Defense, there's a special operations department created, which was specifically tasked to target the political opposition and our parties. This is starting. And before it's too late, before we're going to have another Homs in Zugdidi or some other places, I'm begging you, please start reacting. We can still change these dramatic events that we're going to face if this will go on before the October. So we have to react jointly And we, as a Georgian Dream, as a political organization, we are fully aware that we have to engage the international community as well as the government and the officials also. That's why our cooperation is fully explained by the David Saakaashvili. Thank you.